What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Side Hustle series. This is the series where I do side hustles so that way you guys get to see exactly how much money you can make by doing them as well. So without any further ado, let's dive into today's episode, which is on Turo. Okay, and so for those of you who don't know, Turo is just an app that allows you to rent out your car to strangers, kind of like an Airbnb, but for cars. And before we get into the numbers, first, I gotta go and clean my car for another pickup. I just dropped one off at the airport. Even though I got this car roughly about a year ago, I didn't mention anything about it on the channel. I've only been talking about the Model Y, but now with this episode, I wanna talk about the Model 3, and I also had something bad happen to it. I'm just gonna show you right here. Unfortunately, the windshield had cracked. Very painful to see because they aren't cheap and it takes time away from more bookings, at least, you know, while it's in the shop, right? I can still rent it out with the windshield being cracked since it's not a safety issue and the car is still drivable. So I wanted to share that first before we go to the car wash. Then I will talk about the numbers, share with you all that and some tips and tricks. And then I'm gonna meet my last client for the day. And of course, I'll share with you the numbers on how much money we make doing Turo and how you can make the most as well. Let's go. Whoo, it's bright. So while I have you here, did you know that your car's extended warranty has expired? Okay, no, but rather than just showing you me cleaning the entire time, let me share with you how much money I've made on Turo on average every month, before expenses and after car payments, insurances, registration, maintenance, and car washes as well. So how much money do you think I actually make every month or after a whole year renting my Model 3 on Turo? This is your chance to pause the video and let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Just tell me exactly how much you think I make per month, and the answer might surprise you. Did you do it? Okay, I make on average gross income, okay, gross income, not net income, but gross income of $12,372 a year, which is around $1,031 per month. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but wait, it gets even smaller. After expenses, after everything is said and done, we're talking maintenance, car washes, car payments, literally anything else like insurance, I make a measly net profit of $1,673. So $1,673. And this is per year. Now, of course, I'm not accounting for any of the equity that gets built up in the car, which at current levels is actually more than what I make in payments, but just for a rough estimate is around $8,000 to $9,000 extra per year that gets built up in the equity of the car. So it's not money I can touch unless I sell the car, but it is something we have to consider as business owners. So the grand total, both cash and cash equivalents, meaning if I were to sell the car, that's how much I would have. Well, that is about $9,673 per year that is made per car. Now, of course, you might be wondering, how much money am I actually making per hour for the hours worked? Well, when you break it down, I have 2 cars and roughly I work about 10 hours per week, which means if I make that net times 2, that roughly averages out to around $37 per hour. Or you can consider it's roughly around $18,000 to $20,000 in total cash and cash equivalent gains for the 2 cars that I have on Turo. And of course, you can double that amount. So let's say I was making $20K for 2 cars. You can consider if you had 4 cars, you would roughly make around $40K. If you had 8, you'd make 80. And if you had 10, you would make $100,000 per year. But of course, around 10 to 12 cars is where I'd probably hire an employee, because at that point, you're probably working 40, 45, and maybe even 50 hours a week. Even though I make $20K a year for 2 cars, there are other cars that require a lot less cash up front, meaning, you know, you probably will pay them off faster since you don't have as many payments or as big of payments, which also means you probably will make more money doing so. And that is what we're gonna be talking about next. Whoo! Just got done cleaning the car. Honestly, it took probably about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So gonna drive it back, plug it in, then I got a pickup happening around 7:30. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the studio. I'll show you guys exactly how you can make the most amount of money doing Turo, and even help you find the exact car that you need to make the most amount of money starting from day one. Let's go. I promise to show you guys this calculator. It's a tool called the Turo calculator tool. It's literally found on the Turo website, but not a lot of people know about it. If you Google Turo calculator, you might be able to find it. I actually had to go through like the forums to find it. But if you can't find it and you want to check it out, go ahead, let me know in the comments and I'll go ahead and post it if that's something that you're interested in seeing. So I put in the region as the national average, and my budget, I put 10 to 30K, but you can change that if you want. This is obviously how much the vehicle costs for you to buy, right? And then it organizes based off of their inside data on which car is the most profitable based off of the monthly payments that you're making and how much money those cars make on the platform. So as you can see on the screen here, we have a Fiat 500 with an annualized return of 178%. Obviously, your payments are very low, $2,519 annual average vehicle loan payment on the car, and average annual earnings is $7,000, meaning if you took that money and you put it right back into the car and you didn't spend any of that money except for to pay the car, well, guess what? You pay the car off in less than 2 years. That's that 178% annualized return based off of the annual vehicle loan payments, right? Not the estimated vehicle value. And you could probably sell it for relatively close to what you bought it for, right? So next we have the Chrysler Voyager, the Kia Rio, Toyota Yaris. And if we go into the price range of my car, which is 50 to 75,000, you're actually not going to find the Tesla on the top 3 list. It's going to be the Porsche Panamera, the Porsche 718 Boxster, and the Lincoln Navigator, then the Land Rover, then the Chevrolet Corvette, etc., and you actually don't even see the Tesla Model 3 or the Tesla Model Y on this list. So, is Tesla the best car to rent on Turo? Absolutely not. Are there also a lot of options for cars that you could make a big, hefty lump sum amount every single year in terms of earnings? Yes. Again, the Fiat is seemingly the best car on the platform, so if you wanted to get started, that might be the car to get if you're looking for the highest ROI and the quickest payoff for a car, right? If you wanted to build a fleet of cars, that would probably be one of the ones you'd want to have on your list because it would be paid off within less than 2 years' time. That is absolutely incredible. So how fast will my cars be paid off? Well, because I'm just making the minimum payments on it, well, at least in my case, a little bit more than the minimum payment, but most people would probably just make the minimal payment, right? So I'll end up paying off my car in exactly 6 years' time. So I'll probably have to rent it out for about 6 years. What am I doing with the extra income, you might be asking? Well, it's to continuously do things like this. And for me, it allows me to do YouTube full time and focus on other businesses and side hustles for you guys. So if you like videos like this, and if you haven't seen my other ones like Uber, DoorDash, and you want to see more videos like this, make sure to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you really like this type of content or you like investment content or anything like that, make sure to hit the notification bell as well. I hope you got a ton of value from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.